what is the topic of the day?
It is mentoring.
Yes, it is mentoring.
So anyone who hasn't done a YouTube show, we thought it's quite simple because uploading videos is quite simple. But if you want to go live using your computer, you need different software, different hardware components that need to sync together. Are we getting anywhere?
I don't know, maybe we should stop
The live.
the live for
The
a while.
live. I'm thinking we should record this. Of course, let the Instagram community stay on. Restart the camera, do a quick 15 minutes of content.
Yeah, that would be good.
And then we will be uploading it later on.
Back to the topic of mentoring and the Male Show part 2. So Maike, talking about mentoring.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of discussions about mentoring and coaching and training. Do you know the difference of the 3 words or setups?
Well, the funny thing is everyone has his or her own definition. So I know you did the research, so you can do the official terminology. But what I think all of you are kind of familiar with is that often a trainer is connected with something hands-on, like a really formal training. Coach is then also a bit more mental. You hear about like football coaches where everything syncs together, a big team, different aspects. And mentor, at least that's in our definition, you think of an elderly person, someone with a lot of experience, and someone who's not dependent on the money you'd be giving him or her for coaching, but it's actually a deed they want to give back to society, and you can profit from their experience, and they usually do it for free.
I think this was also a great summarization and information about the 3 words. So behind me you can see, hopefully, the researches I have done, and I just want to show you the main points, so that the key words, so to say. So a mentor. So as you said correctly, it's an informal relationship. Normally between a person who is much older than you and who is much more experienced. And this can be for all walks of life. So a typical example could be that you say, my mentor is one of my parents, for example. Or my mentor is my boss at work, could also be an example. Or somebody who's just before retirement and who wants to share his or her experience to give it to the next generation. So if I roll back, so we have an informal relationship at the first thing, and the mentee, so you as a person who has a mentor, you are willing and you want to learn from the mentor. This is the second part, and there are no time boundaries. So I think this is the most important. So this is, you become friends, or sometimes a mentorship, it's not official, so you don't go there and say, hey Maike, do you please mentor me? No, it's not done like that. It's a development of this relationship. And to have a mentor is really a valuable and a part of relationship that you can really take a lot out of it. Talking about coaching, in comparison with the mentorship, as you also said correctly, the coaching is formal and you normally pay for it. And a coaching is there to improve your skills, your knowledge or your competency and your capabilities in a specific area. And also it has a defined outcome and defined timelines to complete the task. So what could be an example? You take a coaching on how to manage your time. You can take a coaching on lose 10 kilo. or you can take a coaching. What is else a good example? Which everyone
Business context.
in business context, yes, and training. So I had in the past struggles to say, okay, training, coaching, mentoring, kind of the same, but the difference also between coaching and training. So there are a lot of people are struggling with. Training is very formal. So this is the most formal thing. And training, on the one hand, you have it in sports, in the German language especially, and you have it in the corporate world. So you have an IT training, you have product training, you have a special skill training, and this is also the main difference here. So besides that it's very formal, a training teaches, develops a skill and knowledge related to a specific topic. So it's really, really specific. So it is IT, it is product development, it is product marketing, it is swimming, it is whatever, but it is really, really specific. And most of the time in the corporate world, you have it for a specific qualification to maintain, upgrade, or update this specific skill. So do you remember when we were working in the corporate that we had a lot of trainings specifically on IT systems? So IT systems are always changing or regularly changing, and so we participated on a regular base in IT trainings.
Or even conducted them.
Or even conducted.
Developing different tools, and then we conducted all the kinds of trainings. Yeah, that is. Yeah, so that's a bit of a theory. So maybe we should also share some stories, like what comes to your mind, and also maybe from your experience when you think about the three topics.
Yeah, so the first time I met with the three topics or the three words was when I started to work, and I was in a really lucky position that I had a mentor without knowing it. So I know it now, I didn't know it there. And with the help of this mentor, it was a person who was just before retirement and who was for a short period of time my boss. And so he taught me really a lot on how to lead teams, how to conduct trainings, and how to think in a corporate business way. So at that time for me it was kind of normal to have somebody to ask for advice, or somebody who was talking, so we were talking like for hours on specific topics, so he gave me a lot of insights. Yeah.
Did you appreciate it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was really happy to have this person, and yeah, I only realized after a few years how lucky I was to have this person. And what about you?
Well, I wouldn't say that I really had a mentor. I had great parents and role models who helped me grow up. But in a business context, I think you were the first and only mentor I had so far. Because we really also helped each other grow in a certain way. What I definitely had was a person that helped me to develop my sporting skills. So early on, I tried different sports, but I never just did them. I always looked into clubs and into trainers who would help me. And then I actually stuck with swimming, because on the one hand I had a talent, but I also was a good team and especially a good trainer. And that's what's really, really important, to find a person that drives you, that motivates you. And then some people say, okay, well, but why are you still swimming? You have a trainer to develop the skills. Yes, but you can always improve. I reached a certain level where of course I could improve. Like, I'm miles away from any serious competition, so there's a lot to do, but I swim to a degree that is absolutely perfect for me.
That's true.
So, but why do I still say it's important to join a club and to have a trainer? Because it's not only developing and improving the skills. For me, it's also to get out there, to get out and do it. I love to be in a community, to be surrounded. Although swimming, you're all by yourself. It's not a team. It's like really a competitive sports. You have your head in the water, but still it makes a difference if you swim alone or if there's someone in the water with you and a trainer on the side who says, "Oh well, you didn't put 100% into it." So that really helps me. And so my advice, and this goes for all three, looking back at my career when it went good or not so good, it was always when I immediately looked for assistance. So coming into a new city, joining a club immediately, starting our business. I don't know, maybe we even hesitated too long to find someone to guide us. So don't wait too long, even if you're not perfect. I think still starting out with someone who assists you, even if that person's not going to join you for the rest of your life, even if it's a condensed time, but find someone who can take you to the next level. It does not need to be the million. Don't look for someone who will take you to $1 million revenues if you just starting out. Look for someone who helps you setting up the systems, like maybe a YouTube channel, sales funnel, good marketing, good communication, and you don't need someone with the skills of taking you to 10 million. You need someone with the IT and marketing and lots of other skills.
And what about us? So a lot of people asked us, Maike and Lilli, do you have coaches? Or have you ever taken a coaching? Or how is your position towards it? So what is about us? Do we have a coach at the moment? No, not at the moment. But we took several coachings at the beginning of our journey. So coming from the corporate world, it was for us like a new world, a new opening, and we really took coachings where we thought, okay, this will help us to grow our business on the one hand, and also help us to develop as private people as well, so in this combination. So in the beginning we had several coachings, and for the time being, we took some online coachings.
Yeah, so more
Recently.
like what we did. It's also always a question of how big is your budget, because if you want to really like a coach, a mentor, someone who's done it successfully, he or she's going to most likely ask for a lot of money. So the cheapest way to access this kind of high caliber people is to join online programs, which is great because there's so much you can learn anyhow. The only disadvantage, it is not specific to your industry and your company and
your needs.
Your owners,
Yeah.
your needs basically. And also don't neglect the networking effect of meeting someone in person.
Absolutely. So our advice is think about who fits into your current situation most. Is it a coach? Is it a mentor? Or is it a trainer? So the easiest way to get someone is of course to book somewhere a training or to get a coach. A mentor is the crème de la crème of the three groups, so to say.
Yeah, it's hard to find. Also, especially what you're looking for. Like for example, we're looking for someone who, on the one hand, has the German way of thinking, so knows how we are, how we function as people, so to say, but who's also like courageous and crazy enough, who's done it all.
So if somebody is there who wants to be our mentor, more than welcome. Get in touch with us.
But we didn't find a mentor, but so we said, okay, let's become mentors instead, because we very much believe in if you give something, it'll come back. So of course our mentees are not likely going to turn into our mentors, hopefully not. But that's gonna open up another door, and miraculously sooner or later we're going to find a mentor for ourselves.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our mentees.
Let's talk about our mentees.
How much time do we have?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Shall I start over?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see today everything is different. It is like a live show without being live, yeah. So our mentees. So we were approached by an organization.
You might want to start over when I sit.
Okay. So Instagram.
Sorry for this. It's gonna be gone in 24 hours.
Yes. So.
Okay. So our mentees.
Our mentees. So how do we become mentors? We were approached by an organization and it told us, hey ladies, we have a group of students who wants to test out how it is to be an entrepreneur. And so they have really to develop a business plan, to develop a business idea, and to work on marketing strategy, to work on sales strategy, and at the end of the day to present or to pitch their idea like a real startup. And as we are, and it totally matches our compreneur program, we said absolutely we are there and we want to support and to help and to share our own experience. And we meet on a monthly basis. And there are how many people, how many students are there?
80 to 100
yeah,
from
so
17 different schools within Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So it's a big community and then they gather into teams of maximum 5.
Yeah.
Mostly from the same school. Some do disciplinary, which we'd love to see. But of course the coordination is much more difficult and also, you know, we also want to hang out with friends, so
yeah,
why wouldn't they?
I think it's really a natural behavior. But it's a lot of fun and to see the development and the ideas are really amazing. And we as mentors had to present ourselves, and this is a dark hour for me at the end of last year. And this is particularly how we said, hey, we have to do the show, right?
Yeah.
So the show was born out of this event.
Yeah, to show reality.
Yeah, because
the ups and downs.
Yeah, should we share?
Well, I think part of it really shows that as no one, you know, at the end, what happened at the end shows that really we weren't seen as authorities.
That's true.
Yeah. So you want to relive the pain? Go ahead. So this is Lilli's darkest hour, 2019.
2019.
It lives on 2020.
Yeah.
Still watching at night.
I have to share. So we were there the first time. We were announced as mentors and we should go on stage together to introduce ourselves and also to tell the students what we are specialized in. So we were sitting there and we were discussing, should we kind of have a script or what are the keywords, what should we say? And we said, oh come on, no, that's easy, let's go and just say who we are. And
we've done it a million times, you know. We do it weeks ahead that this was our chance to present ourselves. But there were so many other things. I mean, it's natural. We've been presenting and talking for the past 2 years, and we also love doing it together. So you know,
it will work out. It will. So we were introduced on stage. We went on stage, and yeah, what should I say? It was a disaster. We were on stage like 30 seconds, and we just said who we are. So our names, the name of our company, and what was your part? My part was like, if you want. No, we thought it's a cool idea to ask the students if they have already a partner, because we thought they don't have a partner, and they all said, yeah, we all teamed up already. Then of course the whole pitch went down. So at the end of the day, we just introduced ourselves, so said our names, the name of our company. And that's all.
Yeah. And how this fits into tonight's mentoring is because all others managed to not only introduce themselves but also tell a bit about themselves, their story, and how they could actually help the students. And at the end there was a networking session, and all mentors were surrounded by 5, even sometimes 10 of the students. They were looking for advice. And guess how many people surrounded us and want to be mentored by us? 0.
Yeah, it was really frustrating, and yeah, we were really angry with ourselves.
Yeah, it was
how could
totally
that happen?
Our fault.
Totally our fault.
But in the meantime, I think we made up for it, and there always is often the same kind of students that approach us and that show the development of their skills, because We're definitely great mentors, but if we don't tell people who we are, and it's not only to find students who we can mentor, it's also to find maybe you or you out there as customers and clients. If we don't talk about ourselves, how are you going to know about us?
Yeah, so this was a big learning, and because we were so frustrated and angry with ourselves, we thought, well, we should tell the real truths and the struggles, what are happening there. And this was like the final decision for this show, to say, okay, we go live and we share what really happens and what's really true and what struggles, in this case we are facing, and how we handle them.
Yeah. And so maybe we have to close it off and to come back to our mentoring and leave on a positive note and maybe make an amazing offer. Tune in now.
Yes. No, mentoring, coaching or training, this is absolutely necessary, and it's a must for all of us to go the one or the other, or maybe in part of the life, all of the parts, because of course we can try to do something by ourselves and it kind of works out, but it takes time. And why should we do the same mistakes somebody has already done and can help us to not do the same mistakes? So we do then other mistakes or our mistakes, but we don't need to waste our time with the mistakes which can be avoided, and with the challenges which can be avoided, and where you can really profit or take the brain, take the experience, take the idea of a mentor, a coach, or a training at the end of the day. So training, so we definitely need a YouTube training. This is our doing for the next time, so to be more professional on that side. But don't go and don't do it by yourself, and of course you can also go with us, always. If you want to have input on your career development or growth, or your business development or growth, join our Compagnon program and community and movement.
So you've mentioned how you, when you were still employed, how you profited from a mentor, and you also work with a lot of employees within the coaching. But don't you think there's still many people out there who said, well, you know, I don't need anyone, I just do it on my own, the road I'm going is clear, I start on an entry level, then maybe I become team leader, and that's the road. So why go with someone in the corporate world where they don't need customers, they don't need an amazing mindset, they don't need a money printing machine, they're just there. They still profit from working with a coach?
Absolutely. So if I would have been in that mindset stage like 5 years ago, I would have definitely taken a coach. But the problem in the corporate world is that exactly what you just described, nobody thinks out of the box and nobody thinks about this opportunity, especially here in the European area or in Germany. Because with a coach, everybody associates maybe the management or the upper management, that they have a coach, because this is kind of trendy coming from the States to have a coach. So, but as a normal employee or as a person just starting out with a career, there are not so many people thinking about it, and also not so many companies offering these opportunities. But my advice is, don't wait for your employer to offer you an opportunity and saying, hey, do you want to go to coaching? Now take the responsibility by yourself, because you can only profit from it. You can become a better leader, you can become a better analyst, you can become a better customer service, you can become a better sales, and this of course has an influence at the end of the day of your income, because the corporate world is driven by money.
And there's so many angles to look at it. Just take your CV, you know, when was it last updated? Is there anything you can improve on? Everyone's talking about LinkedIn. You, as an employee, you should also be there, and not just if you're looking for a job. So to get your skills also up to date and to find your why on LinkedIn, for example, is super important. It is not only if you want to develop to a higher position, But if you want to develop to a higher position, that's definitely what you need. Someone to look at you either from the organization or someone from the outside world, and to even open your minds to certain ideas and concepts. Like me in the corporate world, I had so many limiting beliefs that, and actually that's why I also call you my mentor, that talking to you and seeing how you did it more natural than me shows, okay, well, there are many things and I don't need to wait for people to approach me and to see me. I can say what I want, and either the company is going to accept it, or like our consequence was to look for other options.
Which brought us to mileage.
Yeah.
So everything has a reason. So to summarize it together, so talking about a mentor, it's an informal relationship, no time boundaries, and in most of the cases the person who is your mentor is older than you and more experienced than you, and the mentor can be for all parts of your life. Talking about coaching, it's formal, you pay for it, there's a defined time and outcome of the topic, so it's related to a specific topic. And the training is very formal, and most likely you will have trainings within your corporate setup, or you can take a training on a very specific topic to to improve your skill, your capability, capacity, performance on a really specific topic. So this is the summary from me.
Well done.
So,
that was that. January is already over. Let's maybe do a bit of a preview for our next show, which happens to be Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So it's again going to be live at 5, so before your sweetheart is going to take you out for dinner. So bookmark it in your calendar, and of course, to be in line with Valentine's Day, our topic is going to be
love and biz. And what is behind, we will share during the next weeks, of course, but the headline is love and biz. So we are really excited about it. It will be a lot of fun, and we're also looking forward to your feedbacks, comments, and maybe if you have some proposals for a topic, or if you say, hey, Maike and Lilli, please talk about this or that topic, also get in touch with us through Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Yeah, so when the not live video will be posted.
Which is now, I'm going to do it straight away.
Perfect! So guys,
see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for watching.
And we say goodbye.
Bye.
So. Okay.
Well prepared?
Yes, as always.
We're a bit later. Shall I tell the story?
Yes, please.
The reason we're late today is because Lilli said, okay, we're now going to use our shirts again, as in the last show. And I said, well, we can't do that. We should have something special. So I decided to have my hair changed for this show. So at least people see the difference between this show and the one 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, I was a bit late. So the blame is on me. But we're here.
We are here, and we
Until Lilli fixes it.
Yes.
This is quite a switch of roles, isn't it?
It is.
Usually I'm like the techie nerd, and in theory.
All like
so
that.
this is what happens when you go live. And you're kind of, you're not there, you're not professional, especially you don't have a team. So today, as usual, it's just the two of us. We are a power team, but we only have 4 hands, 20 fingers, and 2 heads. So at some point, it would actually be helpful to have someone assisting us. And if you're now watching this and you think the pool girls, they're perfect. We're getting them a bit more, a bit more, still more.
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah. So hopefully the camera is also still fine.
Yes, we hope so too. So,
Okay. So the camera is on now. We're still not connected to YouTube.
But we are kind of live in the software.
Yeah. So the software has like the picture of us now. There's a lot of us and there's a lot of black screen in the background. So I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be. I hope you're not on the Internet Explorer, because that apparently is not a good software to use.
No, I'm not there.
You're now going live.
We tried one more time.
So the topic of today is mentoring, and it's quite obvious that we need YouTube mentoring.
Yes.
So anyone out there, if you can't bear it anymore, comment, write us a personal message, whatever. If you're free on Valentine's Day, not only because we would make a great date, but also because that's the day of our next show, and it would be amazing to be a bit more professional.